Audio Jungle.
Hello lady loves, and welcome back to the Babe Cave. Today's topic, which is probably should have been out before quarantine, but I kind of just thought of it on the fly. 5 things you should know before moving in with a person romantically. A little bit about my past. I have been in 2 long-term relationships. My first one, I have lived with him for about 7 years. And my current relationship, we have been living together for pretty much going on 4 years. So I kind of have a lot of knowledge on the subject, especially living with, 2 different types of people. So I'm going to be talking about the top 5 topics that were really important to me and I think is really important in any relationship that you should know before moving in with a person. All right, so number 1 is, for me, because of my past, I was in a verbally abusive relationship, which was that first relationship that I was in for a long time. So my first big thing I think you should look out for is, how does the person handle anger? And not just only anger, but all sides of them. How do they feel? How do they act when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're depressed, and mainly when they're angry? Do they control their temper when they're angry? And you really don't know a person, and it's true, until you guys are behind closed doors. And in a way, you may have dated that person and been in a relationship with that person for a year or so before deciding to move in. And then when you move in, it's like a totally different person, and that does happen, and it's scary. You think you know a person, you move in, and they're totally different from what you know. So keep an eye out for those red flags, especially of how do they handle anger? And do they lash out? Do they yell? Are they abusive? And just try to keep an eye on that, because obviously you don't want to live with somebody who encompasses any of that. Number 2 is, are they responsible? Are they responsible when it comes to money? Can they handle money? Do they spend money frivolously, or do they hold on to it? You obviously want someone to help you with the bills, whether it be the phone bill or the mortgage, or if you need any extra help, if you're the breadwinner or if they're the breadwinner. Responsibility obviously goes both ways. Are they going to be responsible though when you need it? Number 3 is cleanliness. And oh my God, this is probably one of my big ones. Cleanliness. Are you clean? I hate living in a dirty house, and it happens obviously, especially if you have kids. I have a newborn and a toddler, so I can't clean the house every day. Sometimes I'm just tired and I just want to lay around all day, but I won't let my house get to the point of, damn, I can't even see the floor. Like, that's just my thing. So when I'm looking for a partner, what I'm looking for in a partner is kind of the same thing. Hey, do you clean your house? Do you put your clothes in the hamper? Or are you like, sorry guys, but are you the typical guy who sees the closet and drops the clothes in front of the closet? Or goes to the kitchen and puts the cup of coffee on the counter when the sink is literally 2 steps away? So what kind of cleanliness are you, and pretty much what can you handle from them as a person? Like, my boyfriend, he is the type that will get around to it. So for me, it's like, at least that's all I can ask for. At least just get around to it, but don't leave it there for days, Also, I had a friend, and call him out, his male friend, and he used to come over to my old house, and he would wash his hands, and the whole sink would be wet. And I'm like, are you washing Shamu in there? Like, what are you doing in the bathroom where I had to go in after him every single time to wipe down my sink? Like, are you washing my whole sink? Like, that's just not okay. So to me, that is something that goes under cleanliness, because if I'm living with you, I don't want to have to take care of my kids and take care of you too. Like, so I don't want to be following after the person, constantly picking up after them. So cleanliness is definitely something that should be talked about or kind of looked over before moving in with a person. The fourth one is compromising. If the person is able to compromise, that is such a big thing. Like, can you guys compromise on chores? Everybody doesn't like to do chores. Nobody likes to be stuck with all the chores. It's very irritating, it's tiring. So can that person compromise? Like, hey, on this day I do dishes, and on the next day you do dishes. Compromising can be about anything. It could be about chores. It could be just about anything. So you want to make sure that the person is very good at being able to compromise. And the last one I think is very key, obviously, is communication. Communication obviously is such a huge part of any relationship, and it's even more important when you move in with a person, because once you move in with a person, and if you sign a lease, especially if you sign a lease, you are stuck there. So, and even if you don't sign a lease, like, you know, you still have responsibilities to take care of your half of things. So communication is a huge thing. So do they communicate well to you when they're mad, when they're sad, when they're happy, when they want things done? Can they have a constructive conversation with you without them or you getting offended by anything? And that is such a huge thing. You have to be able to talk openly without anybody getting offended. It's easier said than done, but having that open communication is so important. Like, for myself, when I'm mad and I'm really upset, I like to be left alone. So leave me alone for a couple hours. Just don't talk to me, because to me, that's how I deal with anger. I'd rather talk about my issue, and if I'm still mad and I just don't want to say anything, I'm gonna regret. So I'd rather just be left alone. And you know, that goes under communication, that goes under compromising. When you need that space, is that person gonna respect you and give you that space? Also, it could be on a positive thing. Everybody in a relationship is cool when you date and when you hang out, because you go home afterwards. You're not with that person 24/7. When you're in the relationship and you move in together, you're with that person 24/7. You see their ups, the downs, the lows, the highs, the pretty, the ugly, the farts. You see everything. Can they communicate with you when you, hey, I need that alone time? Just like me and Walter, he does Twitch on the side, as you guys know. So I give him like 1 or 2 days a week when he's off work to do Twitch. But as a compromise, I said, hey, I need 1 or 2 days, so that way I can, like, maybe I want to play around with my makeup, or I want to film YouTube videos like I'm doing today, or I have some photo shoots that I need to get done, or anything like that. Always compromise. Plus, you can't be around the person all the time. If you're around the person constantly and you guys aren't getting your own free space, it's, for one, that's really unhealthy, actually. And two, it's just people, how can I miss you if I'm with you all the time? So it's always nice to just have your space, and also have your days where you come together and have your date days or your family days or anything like that. So communication is so huge. So that's it, guys. Just, you know, how do they handle their anger? Are they responsible? Do they compromise? Are they clean? And are they good communicators? So definitely look out for those signs when you guys do go on your Bumble and your Tinder and your whatever dates you guys are going on. And if you obviously are in a more serious relationship, looking to that next step of moving in. Because, man, I have been stuck in a relationship for 7 years with an abusive person, and it is so hard and scary to get out once you are in that situation, and I don't want to see none of you in that situation. I hope you guys take this advice, take it with you on your next date, or talk about it with your significant other. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Lots more topics about relationships and dating and just being an adult, being a mom. That's what we talk about here in the Babe Cave. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow me on my Instagram. I will leave right here. As always, until next time, peace.